Good afternoon, good evening, Rando fans. My name is Etienne. I'm joined today by Wolflink0370. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really good, Etienne. And today, folks, we have for you the Dark World Conference Finals. We have the Wisdom match between these two teams. Frostbite3030 representing Fenjarina Directors, and Hitsuyan1337 representing Team Awesome from Pyramid of Power and Skull Woods Division in being represented respectively for our two teams. And this game, of course, is our Wisdom match, which means we are playing with the Ambrosia rule set, which means we are starting with the sword, as you can see on our info screen, as well as the fact we're going to get a boot set, and the bosses of each dungeon have a guaranteed item from their item from the dungeon pool. No map, compass, small key, or big key will be on them. Other than that, it's a standard 7-7 defeat Ganon. Etienne, what do you think we'll be looking for when we get to this race started here?
Well, the first thing that's going to be on the players' minds is those bomb drops, since that's the first checks that you don't automatically get out of the escape, that back of escape area.
Yeah, that is
sorry?
That is correct. Yeah, those bomb drops are going to be quite the thing to collect, with the enemies only having a limited item drop pool. The item packs are vanilla, but they are shuffled between what enemies will drop which pack.
Yeah, that's true. That is a new change with version 31, so knowing how the prize packs work is pretty important for standard mode. Of course, we could just get lucky and get a 3 bomb drop or something along the way and not have to worry about it.
Yeah. We'll be getting started here any moment, folks. And the winner of this series will move on to the grand finals of the league, fighting the winner of the Light World Conference. So we've only got maybe 2 weeks left of the league. And oh boy, has this been a roller coaster as well.
We're getting to some of the absolutely high caliber teams now. Every race is just so important.
Yes. Team Awesome doesn't need no introduction in here. They are the returning champions from Season 1. And up until their semifinal conference game, we're undefeated in the league. And for Dream Differs, I believe they were 13-1 in the regular season. And they went the distance in their semifinals game to come here. So both teams looking to eye the Dark World Conference. Both of them have got their own merits to this, and we're about to see which one of these two teams will reign supreme in the Dark World Conference.
Yeah, and before we get underway, just want to shout out to our tracker today. Going to be Dark Diplomat. Always going to do a very good job for us. But I see the players kind of flicking around, so I think we're getting started any second now.
Indeed. Now, one thing I will mention of the sword, as we do get started here and we get the information that the boots are in the Dark Palace. So Pod has our boots somewhere in there. They do have that sword. That sword is currently inactive. We cannot swing the sword for the opening sequence until we see Uncle. That is a vanilla programming feature, actually. We can't get around it.
Yeah, it's one of the kind of quirks of standard that you get used to pretty quick.
I actually didn't know it was this until I got a sword in Link's house once. And that was before the change in which we could have randomized swords for the escape, randomized weapons for the escape sequence. But Uncle will give us a random item. It is 20 rupees, and now the swords are active for both runners. First couple of kills on the guards are very important here. If they drop something, we'll know. Nothing. Oh, they do have bombs in their prize pack.
Alright, that's good news for both runners. I'm sure Hitsuyan will get one of those bombs. The snakes are also in the same prize pool. So even if he doesn't get one from a guard, he can always get a bomb from one of the snakes in the back of escape.
And the bomb the drop prize, I believe, in the difficulty we're on normal, which has been normal throughout, except for, I believe, in the case of the Mystery Week. It's always a 50% chance of an item actually dropping or not.
Yeah. There's another bomb for Frost. I think.
And there's 3 bombs right there in the chest for Hitsuyan.
Okay, lots of bombs to start this escape. So yeah, not gonna have to worry about that at all. Alright, coming up next is the boomerang chest. So one sword spin to the green guard. And then, oh, Hitsuyan going to grab another bomb there. And it's usually a pretty common strat here. Just tap the thingy and get the guard's attention and then do a double spin on him. Oh, Frostbite doesn't quite get the double spin.
Yeah.
But we do see blue mail.
Armor's always nice to have. And it looks like our tracking control panel is down, so hopefully we'll get those items up to date for you guys right quick. We are working on it.
Alright, we see a heart piece there in Zelda's cell. So it looks like Hitsuyan has a bit of a lead, although we haven't synced it up, so it's kind of hard to tell. But, I mean, it's still obviously very early in the race.
Yeah. So with the escape sequence, as you know, we're playing the prologue of the game. There is, of course, what we call open mode, which is pretty much the new quote-unquote standard mode that we play. And I say that in the terms of how common it is. In which we just skip this prologue, force prologue. The items are still there to check. But we basically can just go everywhere we want from the game. But in standard, we play the prologue, we go through the sequence, and in terms of the dark rooms, because, oh, how are you going to see in the dark rooms if you can't get the lamp? Lamp's not a forced item here, as you can see. But for the dark rooms in the back of the escape sequence, and only for standard mode, they will be provided a free light cone. I think that it's still there when you return if you absolutely need to, but I'm not 100% sure on that. It's actually been a fairly long time since I had to redo the escape sequence just to check the back 3 chests.
Yeah, you do. So the light cone does stay if you ever have to come back, but these runners have plenty of bombs, so we're not going to have to worry about that today.
Indeed. Of course, we were talking about prize packs earlier. The rats are actually in a separate prize pack. So if the guards didn't drop them and we didn't find them in the chest, the rats are most likely a spot. And there's about 5 or 6 tucked away in the upper right corner of this room that Hitsuyan is entering right now.
Yeah, Frostbite taking a few bumps here. Oh, he's down to half a heart. He's got to be careful.
Has to be extremely careful.
Yeah, those snakes do half a heart of damage, no matter what mail you have.
Now, I will mention that if they die during the escape sequence, at this point, Frostbite will go back to the throne room. There is a few checkpoints during the escape sequence that are in place. Oh, geez, I think Frostbite only has 1 hit left.
Yeah, the rats do a quarter heart of damage.
Does have a blue potion there. Cannot die to the spawn.
Okay, there's some heart containers here. Ooh. Oh, and he gets a fairy drop too. So okay,
fairies are
fine now.
And there's only like maybe 1 prize pack that's a fairies, and I think those also have 8 bombs, 10 arrows, and a full magic, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Yeah,
that's the.
That's the high value pack.
Yeah, that's normally associated with some of the really difficult to kill enemies, but here it's shuffled into the easiest enemies. And
we didn't find a map, so Hitsuyan is leaving that chest behind. 6-minute escape for both runners, very well done.
Yeah,
and our map check?
Escape times. That was a green pendant at Eastern, and I think that was 2 crystals on the other dungeons.
Yep, that's what I saw. I definitely saw pendant on Eastern. I didn't quite catch the color, but
It was green.
Yep, green it is. So green pendant Eastern, desert, and Harrow, blue crystals.
And both runners going to be skipping the lumberjack check for now. And we can see the tier 1 tree pull there is 10 arrows, and we got a bombos medallion in the forest floor. And there's a heart piece. Hitsuyan deciding to skip that. Yeah, we are having a little bit of technical issues here on the tracking side. Just bear with us. We'll get it fixed soon.
Yeah, Dark Diplomat will most likely be doing manual tracking for us, and once the tracker is online, he will transfer as much of the information as possible, as fast as possible to you guys. But rest assured, he is working.
Alright, into Blind's Hut now. We're getting
Moon
towards
Pearl,
some of
nice find. And 100 rupees as well. And the Book of Medora. Alright, I like this Kakariko already. We've only checked the first 5 chests.
Yeah, got a few nice items. Alright, nothing in the back of Blind's Hut, but we are going to see the Kakariko well now.
Yeah, another big source of items. Another 5 here. Piece art to start things off. Both runners running out of bombs, but that's no big deal because at this point they can just go buy bombs. Master Sword now for Hitsuyan.
And just a bit more money and bombs. So a good deal of money to start off with. No worries about Bottle Vendor, and we got a head start on that Zora money.
And the merchant's like, here, take half your money back. I don't really want you to pay 50 for this. And there's our hammer. Alright, we're missing one piece of Dark World access for both sides of the story here. Either we find the lamp and Aga 1 is available to us and both those are in Dark World, or we find a glove and we can just go to Dark World without finding Aghanim and he's completely optional. Well, actually, I stand corrected. He may still be required because of the Lumberjack. Neither runner checked that, did they?
No. So that's always an option. Most runners going to put that off till you find the boots, since you need the boots to get it anyway. And boots make checking it just a little bit faster.
Alright, library. 10 arrows. We're not going to be getting those unless we absolutely need them.
Oh, there is a tempered sword on the race game. Frostbite says, you know what? I think I'm going to go get that.
Hitsuyan also following suit. And tempered sword this early? Wow. Is going to be just insane. You know, given the fact we have the book, I would make a play on desert, honestly. You don't have the glove for the lamp to finish, but there's the ledge there, there's a Gina.
Yeah, I think I'd do South Shore first, though. I mean, desert could just be boots locked, and we can't even get anything in there anyway.
Yeah,
So,
I'd specifically do mini Molder and then go west to desert. Just isolate Ice Rod Cave.
yeah, I mean, you could do that. It's a pretty aggressive play, but it's definitely possible. It doesn't look like Frostbite will be doing that, though. He's starting from the dam.
Well, dam westward and then coming back, save warping, and then going to mini Molder and Ice Rod is also a valid play. It depends on really what the order you want to do things. And oh boy, there's the cape. Early cape is very suspicious. No lamp yet, though.
Yeah, early cape and lots of swords to go around, often pointing towards Aga.
Yeah. Need that lamp, though, because dark rooms... Like, if you can do dark Ag on them with the fire rod, props to you. I'm gonna wait for it to be in logic. Every single time, because I refuse to learn those dark rooms. They are just gonna be the bane of my existence.
Yeah, they're not too bad when you have the fire rod, but without any sort of light source, the Aga dark rooms are very, very difficult.
Yeah, it's because they have very aggressive guards that are hiding amongst the darkness, as well as pits as well. One of the few dark rooms, if not the only one, that does. And then
Frostbite getting a full magic drop there and just passing up on it.
Sank Heart there, shield as well. And the magic powder.
Oh, so we can actually do magic bat now.
And getting them full magic as well for Frostbite.
Yeah, good job, I guess, knowing that that magic was going to be there long enough. And both runners heading off to Ice Rod Cave. Don't know if we'll see any fake flippering here. None of it's really on logic. Although if there happens to be a 300 drop in Ice Rod Cave, you never know.
I mean, doing checks like Hobo and the Waterfall Cave seem like pretty valuable plays, but at the same time, is indeed out of logic, and that means Frostbite's not going to be checking it, which makes perfect sense to me as well.
Alright, so no real immediate progression just yet, besides that book. So normal play here, head over towards Eastern, I guess.
Yeah, for the most part, our runners have been taking fairly... I believe... I don't want to use, standardized is the word I want to use. I don't think that's the right one. Pretty common overworld routing.
Yeah,
choices.
I mean, this is the kind of route you take when you just don't have any new checks opened up. Or not many new checks opened up, I should say. And nothing in Sash's closet, so we're definitely going into Eastern.
It's either Eastern or Desert at this point, and I still stand by Desert. And it looks like Hitsuyan might be thinking the same thing.
Okay, that's a bold play, but
now I do want to remind Chap that Hitsuyan will be going into a one-item desert because the other item is on Moldorm, or the Lammola. Sorry, I got their name, those bosses backwards again. It's happened before. But yeah, there's only one item in Desert Palace because the other one is on the boss. And the same applies to Eastern Palace. There's two items here, one of which, and the third is guaranteed to be on the boss. So... I mean, if you count Desert Ledge, though, both places are actually relatively equal in value. Desert is slightly more so. Because you can also check Agina while you're over here.
yeah. So first chest of Eastern, just a compass. And Hitsuyan actually not even gonna go to Agina first. Nothing on the ledge.
This makes sense, because if Desert is Boots Lock, which it might be, Hitsuyan can take the eastern exit out of Desert, and then that'll put him closer to Agina. So he's basically doing a big loop around Desert.
Yep. Yeah, sometimes it's nice to check Agina first, just in case the boots are there. but this is also a reasonable play as well. All right, the boots are in pod.
And yeah, we know where the boots are. And that's our one item out of desert. Which means we are, in fact, boots locked in desert. And that means that the only other progression item available to him is either in Eastern, or it's gonna be in Onagina. And it looks like all three, we only have one item available, and it's in the big chest here in Eastern Palace. The other item is in the dark rooms, which require the lamp. What a kick would this be if it was lamp? Right here in this chest. Red potion!
Alright, well,
So,
let's go open up Sick Kid.
Was the correct play.
No, we got Sick Kid and we got Magic Bat still available.
Magic Bat has not been checked. Sick Kid has. That was a piece of heart. Both runners checked.
Oh, right.
They had a bottle from the escape sequence if you recall.
Yeah, not
piece of heart.
This...
It's the Magic Bat. Wow.
Not having this tracker online is throwing me off a little.
It helps me that I can memorize all the checks in my head. I don't actually take notes when it comes to where the items are found. But in a race, if I was tracking, I would definitely need to write things down. Thankfully, we do have a tracker doing that, despite the fact that we don't have the means to track normally. Frostbite checking the Sick Kid now.
Oh, you didn't even forget to check it then earlier?
I believe that is the case, yes. Hitsuyan, meanwhile, did I already have the bottle?
Alright, so,
it's either lamp or glove, I think. It's gotta be either lamp or glove.
Most likely.
It? Glove. Dark World Accesses, go.
Okay, so, yeah, that's kind of interesting. Looks like Frostbite walking out of the bat, so he's going to be starting with the Kakariko portal and check either Skullwoods or Village of Outcasts. Hitsuyan, meanwhile, saving quitting, so I think he's probably going to head towards the Hype Cave portal instead.
I like heading to the this portal here for Hitsuyan, and this is the reason why. He has a bottle of red potion in it. He has a bottle of blue potion in it. No, he doesn't have the red potion. That was on Frostbite. He has 2 bottles now. Hitsuyan does have that bottle of blue potion. He's most likely going to potion glitch into Palace of Darkness to find those boots. So I like Hitsuyan here. He is prioritizing going to get the boots.
That is a good call.
Also, new crystals on the way. Pendant crystals have been now known to us. Skullwoods, Stevestown are our other 2 pendants. Swamp and Turtle Rock are our red crystals today. We need those for the Super Bomb.
Yeah, so Pyramid Fairy looking pretty unlikely, since those are the 2 dungeons that require the most items to complete. Meanwhile, in the Hype Cave, we get some rupees, more rupees.
A 3rd bottle, and some arrows.
And arrows.
Now, actually, that green potion is good. That green potion is actually really good for Hitsuyan. Notice magic right now. It is very slightly not filled. So Hitsuyan can use that green potion he just found instead of his more valuable red and blue potions to do the potion glitch whips to get into the bowlock side.
Yeah, I don't think he cares too much, though. He is going to go check the Pyramid Ledge first before heading into pods. Frostbite, meanwhile, heading into Thieves Town and getting that big key in the first chest. And just some bombs as the second item.
Just some arrows on the Pyramid Ledge. While we do have a moment here, folks, I'd like to remind you that this is the first game between these 2 teams. The other 2 games will actually be happening across the rest of the week. Game 2 will be the open game in with the player's courage starting tomorrow, and then the day after tomorrow, so on Thursday, will be the power matchup, which is the one with the higher seed settings. And I believe in my notes I marked it as such. All dungeons, key sanity, randomized swords, open mode. Alright. Frostbite only showing the front and leaving behind here. And we found the ice rod here as well. And there's the hook shot for Frostbite. Good find there. And potion glitch successful for Hitsuyan. Frostbite in the meantime checking Stumpy, and it's only 10 arrows. Flute for Hitsuyan though.
Out of logic flute. That's pretty big.
That is big indeed. And boots were also found as well. I just now noticed it on the tracker. Or the pause menu. I missed that. So Pod has all the mobility items. Frostbite now checking Hype Cape, only getting a few items here of worth noting. Anything else good in Pod here? Big key, it looks like, from that chest. I see that also we found a medallion for Hitsuyan. I believe that was Bombos. Also, shoutouts to the skins our runners are using. We have Plague Knight on Frostbite3030. Hitsuyan, meanwhile, is playing as a Darkling sprite, which is really well done, I would have to say.
Yeah, Frostbite also heading towards Pod now. Obviously wants those boots, and will be also pleasantly surprised by that flute.
Yeah, we'll definitely be doing another potion push as well.
Hitsuyan getting that hammer jump off nicely. Hammer jump not really necessarily required. Well, never required, but not the biggest time save in this mode, but it does let him skip one key, which can be beneficial in certain key layouts.
Yeah, and also we're not going to be finishing this dungeon without the bow, so save warping after this point is pretty okay.
And also, without that mirror, you kind of want to minimize the number of death warps you have to take, because death warps are quite slow.
Especially when you have blue mail already equipped for both our runners.
It looks like Hitsuyan now making his way over towards the village. Gonna check the bonk rocks first, and wouldn't surprise me if he headed up towards
There's ether and
Lumberjack.
bonk rock said ether, so
Yeah.
Alright. This is the last thing keeping Aga alive. On the Lumberjack Legends, unfortunately a Heartbeat's Aghanim is not required to see. We can skip the wizard in the castle.
Yeah, definitely surprising after seeing a bunch of early swords and a cape, but that's how Rando goes sometimes.
And it is the green potion that Frostbite chose to use for the potion glitch, using his ice rod to great effect. And the flute coming online now for Hitsuyan1337.
Yeah, so we do have logical access to Death Mountain. So and
No, we
Frostbite
don't.
with that. Oh
That
yeah,
flute was
it's
on the
not
Bolok
unlocked.
side, if you recall.
We do have access to Death Mountain anyway. So
We do have access, but it's not in logic. People are contouring where the bow is. Given what we know, bow could be on Catfish. I don't think we've seen either runner check Catfish yet.
yeah, I mean there's a few
Wood's
places.
also likely as well, but
School Woods.
see, I don't want to say it's in Skull Woods because both items in Skull Woods could just be in the back, and one of them is guaranteed to be in the back because it's on Mothula, because we're playing Ambrosia. That is our setting we have in place. So the odds of the bow being here are fairly unlikely.
Yeah, but there's not a whole lot else.
Flippers,
that we can
though,
check.
that does opens up a few more checks.
Sure does. So we can do all the Zora stuff, Hobo, all that good stuff.
Yeah,
and having
if I
the
were...
flute. Sorry, having the flute makes those checks a bit quicker too, which is nice.
Yeah. Now we can't enter Swamp yet, and we can't enter Ice. We don't have the Mirror and the Titans with respectively for those checks. We are gonna get a bumper ledge check from Hitsuyan here, though. And it's just 20 rupees. See how's having a vanilla 300 rupee pack. Very tasteful.
Frostbite realizing he hasn't checked the boot checks yet, so it doubles back for those.
And to answer your question in chat, the Sanctuary chest is the map, so they are not picking that up for that reason. As far as the tracker goes, folks, our tracking count, our command console for the tracker is not functioning right now, so we don't have the ability to track those items for you. We'll try to get it back as soon as possible. But rest assured, they know about the, we do know about it. Flute now online for Fendrina Drifter's Frostbite3030. Where is he going with his flute? Oh yeah, we also have the back of Thieves Town, which neither runner did.
That's true, yeah. Thieves Town being a pendant, it's tempting to just nope out. Let's see what Hitsuyan decides to do. Yeah, he's going to finish it. Frostbite, meanwhile, rescuing that old man.
Hitsuyan, meanwhile, is going to finish it. There is our third medallion, Quake, found the old man, who is powerful enough to walk through dead rocks. Every runner wishes he could be the old man right now.
Hitsuyan getting that god pixel, but then getting rudely blocked by one of those starfish enemies.
Yes. There's the red mail on Spectral Rock Cave. Fire Rod inside Spectral Rock 2. Both great items to have. But this does mean our initial fire source is Bowlock. Or Lamp Locked. It depends on what is available sooner. Because the lamp, we can go and get the old man up the mountain normally. With the bow, we can get the flute and then fly up here.
No. Frostbite messing up that bomb jump, and it takes a spill. So he's going to have to save and quit and just start from the old man to get over to East Death Mountain.
Yeah. Meanwhile, potentially one item left here. It is looking to be in the big chest. And see, I'm throwing the bomb there. Oh, actually, wait. He probably found the third item in the attic, so he's checking. Didn't open that chest for no reason. With the hookshot here, Frostbite is now going to check the Paradox Cave. 7 other more items. Retrievers love fetch quest. Alright. Phase 2 blind. Well executed on Hitsuyan's end. There's our bow in Paradox Cave. Where was that hookshot again?
The hookshot was in Thieves Town, wasn't it? Or Village
No,
About
it was a digging game.
Oh, digging game, right. Meanwhile, Thieves Town just giving out a red boomerang, so nothing in Thieves Town.
So, here's what we can pull from this. As we get the Titans with as well. Alright, so this is what we can pull from that bow being that location. Either the mountain is lamp locked, and we needed a lamp to get our first bow to get our flute from Pod. Or, that is our intended silver arrow bow, and we needed to get our first bow to get our second, to get our flute to get our second bow.
Yeah, so I think it's all come down to Catfish for that piece of progression. Now, if it's just the lamp, well, actually, it doesn't matter for Frostbite. He doesn't really need the second bow. He can get by without it. And he doesn't need the lamp. He already has a fire source. So we may never see Frostbite get that item to put everything back in logic. Where were the flippers again? Were they in Thieves Town?
The flippers were in Thieves Town. Right now, I believe, if I'm doing item checks in my head correctly, we are a mirror and the Canis Samari away from Gomo.
You might be right. It's hard for me to figure that out without the tracker working.
Unfortunately, Frostbite not succeeding in doing Hair Pot. He's just gonna take the long way up. And yeah, at this point, I'd say you're right. It is catfish. But keep in mind, we don't have checked any of the flipper checks yet. They could also be there.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing we need to know: the other bow or the lamp, whichever one is out there waiting for us, it's not locked behind the vents. There's the Cane of Samaria, though, for Frostbite. Inside Hera. So we know the lamp and the first bow, or the first bow, cannot be in Turtle Rock, Misery Mire, or Ice Palace, or in Dark, or Death Mountain.
Yeah.
So we find the second bow in one of those locations, or the lamp, and we know the other one is catfish or in one of those flippers checks at this point.
Yeah,
And if it was the lamp, I'd say leave it behind. Don't worry about it. If it's the other bow, though, I might think about checking those checks real quick to get silver arrows for Ganon.
These runners don't care about silver arrows. They're not going to go out of the way for them.
That is a fair point, I will admit that. Personally, though, I would want them for something like Vitreous, just to have a quicker kill.
Yeah, but
the bosses we have left.
I mean, you got Tempered Sword. Tempered Sword and Cape makes Vitreous pretty quick anyway.
Yeah, I can see that point as well. I don't know, if it's just in a fast location and that I'm going to be checking on the way anyway, I might as well do it. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, but the problem though is that Catfish and Zora are not really in the way at all.
No. If it was Hobo though, then I would possibly check Hobo.
Okay,
and we still haven't checked the Waterfall Fairy Cave yet either.
Yeah.
And Quake was a medallion for Turtle Rock. We are entering it now. Hitsuyan does have his first bow as well. But yeah, if it was the lamp in one of those locations, I would be 100% okay with leaving that behind. No questions asked there. Bow's the other one I'd be kind of... I would at least consider going for.
Okay, it looked like there was nothing of value in Hookshot Cave.
Nope, we're about to see Super Bunny. And there's the mushroom.
Okay, mushroom's pretty nice. Nice quick check when you have the flute. And we already have the powder, so there's no you don't have to worry about saves coming out or anything like that.
Now something I would do, I would say, with the mushroom, is if I had to check the mushroom, I may consider walking over and checking Zora that way, and then when I leave the area, go to Hobo from the portal, or maybe to Ice Palace.
Yeah,
but I think in either regard, going to aid and taking the portal that way might be faster.
Yeah, when you have the flippers, I think that's definitely the better play.
Well, there was something in that first chest, but I didn't see what it was. It wasn't a key, though.
Yeah, I might have to wait for the menu screen.
We're gonna see the menu right here. Fake key. I just barely caught a frame of that. And we found Fire Shield there as well.
Yeah, as well as a small key.
Getting a full magic there in Turtle Rock. Hitsuyan is right on his heels, though. And Hitsuyan still has, I believe, the advantage here with the flippers. Even though he's a few minutes behind here on Death Mountain.
Wait, flippers were in the back of Thieves Town?
No, flippers were in the front of Skull Woods, and I don't think Frostbite checked that.
Oh. Right, it could be a while before Frostbite finds those. That's actually a big problem for him.
Yeah, and that's why I'm thinking at least checking those flippers checks, because at this point, flippers locks either the lamp or the bow, which puts our mountain in the laundry.
Right, but
either through pod and the flute or just straight access.
At this point, I mean, Hitsuyan doesn't care about putting those things on logic. He just wants to find that mirror.
There's also the second there's also Blamolas, which we can now access as well, because the boots were not bow locked in Piles of Darkness. They were on the arena bridge. And we had a small key to start things off.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that.
So that's also a possibility. Yeah, there is that one item left in Desert.
Yeah, right now, as we know it, it is mirror for no mode. Neither Frostbite is missing the mirror, or the flippers, that you just saw from the menu. And we do have a required Swamp House as a reminder to you, chat. Even though our tracker is not currently displaying that. So we do need the flippers and the mirror to seed. And with Frostbite not having them, if the mirror is here in Turtle Rock, and Hitsuyan's right behind Frostbite, this could be very quickly a sub 45 go mode. Or sub 50 go mode even. Because I don't think if there's anything that Hitsuyan is missing that would use that. And we do have at least 3 items on Laser Bridge. Or rather, at most, I should say. Because we found the map. Trinex has 1. And we have an extra key.
Frostbite making it through that dark maze there.
Alright, Laser Bridge. 300 rupees. Mirror has been found.
Alright.
So we are now in no mode.
Yeah, and that'll be go mode for Hitsuyan, and this is a big hole for Frostbite to climb out of, because he's just going to go grind crystal dungeons now. Finding those flippers in Skull Woods is not going to be on the top of his priority list.
Yeah, especially because Skullwood is the other pendant as well, which means that's a low priority dungeon for Frostbite.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, we are having some technical issues with the tracker, so just bear with us. You know, if you have any questions about items, just feel free to ask them in the chat.
Yeah, Dark Man is our tracker. He's been doing manual tracking this entire time, keeping the items up to date for us, and keeping us honest here because the trackers are down. Also, thank you to our German restream teams as well. Hopefully, they are doing just fine over there as well. And just money on Trinex for the final item here. So Frostbite doesn't know yet, but he is on a time limit. He needs to go to Skull Woods to get the flippers. And the flute is to 6. He is going to Mr. Meyer.
Yeah, certainly makes sense. If you're in Frostbite side, you want to hope that the big key is in a bad location so that he doesn't waste a nice mire. Of course, he is going to check Meyer's shed.
$10 and 20 rupees. And the thing is, we still don't know where our actual access to the mountain is.
Yeah, but nobody cares at this point.
Indeed.
Hitsuyan's gonna be in go mode here as soon as he reaches Laser Bridge.
Yeah, we might see Frostbite check it to see if he missed anything. It's a Desperate Relation play, maybe. But very unlikely he goes to Skull Woods first.
Yeah, that's a good point. He may go do all those flipper checks. Meanwhile, he's heading into desert.
I mean, we also just find on the way, desert is an option. One of our outlying options for where our other progression is. Frostbite getting the key out of the big chest. Oh, he doesn't know the items in the center chest. Right, only Hitsuyan came this way. Well, he got us 3 bombs and he's moving on. So we're about to see what the item is on Lamola's.
Alright, Hitsuyan getting his mirror now. That is go mode for him, under 50 minutes.
That is a sub 50 go mode. That is unheard of. Alright, Lamola's fight for Frostbite. This is going to be looking to be a double fire rod quick kill.
Yeah, I'll have to hit every shot here.
Gets it nice and done.
Very nice fight.
And the mystery continues with where the progression is as we get the shovel from Lamola's.
Oh man.
Alright. Oh, we have vanilla medallion requirements today. Interesting. Actually, someone is bringing out in the chat. Oh, and the lamp couldn't be on the Lambolas. That is correct. The lamp shovel can't be there. And as a reminder, chat, this is why this is. Our fire rod was on the mountain. Good catch. I completely missed that.
Hitsuyan now heading to take care of Pod.
Smokey
Just
to
has to
start
run
us
straight
off.
back to the boss.
We'll see if Frostbite chooses the Fakler. It is a Godmire. Wow.
And that's
Okay.
bad for Frostbite. And yeah, he's gonna make sure he gets that first item before going to Vitreous.
Alright, Hitsuyan heading over to the Helmless Arcane.
So after Meyer, Frostbite is going to have Pod to go check, but then he'll be out of crystal dungeons that the flippers can be at logically. So the question for him in order to stay in this race is how soon is he going to make it to Skull Woods? Because we know that one item in the front of Skull Woods is the flippers.
Hitsuyan lighting the torches here in the turtle fight. Oh, and this is probably the second most difficult dark rooms in the game right here, with Frostbite doing Dark Mire. What's the most difficult rooms? I still hold Aga to that spot.
Oh yeah, Aga Tower is way harder than Meyer, and Meyer's not easy.
Of the dark rooms that could be potentially required, I'd say Aga Tower is the hardest, followed by the Mire Basement, and then I think I'd give third place to Dark Maze in Pod.
Yeah, Dark Maze is a tricky one as well.
Yeah. The two easiest dark rooms, though, but without a question, are Eastern Big Key and Turtle Rock. Because Turtle Rock, you're on the rails. As long as you know how to hold the button for it, you pretty easily can do it every single time. And Eastern is just literally a square room. Alright, Pod taken care of for Hitsuyan. And neither runner did check Mimic Cave, now that you mention it. But we don't have a reason to do so for Hitsuyan.
Yeah, Mimic Cave, I mean, when you get the mirror on Laser Bridge, you would have to go back like halfway through Turtle Rock just to check.
Oh wait, actually, no, Frostbite did check it, I forgot. Frostbite checked because he was looking for flippers there.
Did he? Oh, I didn't see that.
And someone's saying the old man is an easy dark room. I would say that would be the third easiest dark room in the game to learn. And I say that because there are still pitfalls you can fall in that can just throw you off your timing, and the bats there are somewhat random. But it's not too bad. Alright. Checkerboard Cave. 50 rupees. Frostbite is prioritizing Overworld before Pendant Dungeons, it looks like. Ghost Runner's now at 11 hearts. Blue Mail.
All right, looks like we got our tracker back online, so just bear with us for a few minutes as Dark Diplomat fills in what we've been missing.
Yeah, we're in go mode, but we're gonna try to get that those items information in there as fast as possible.
Alright, so Hitsu now halfway through Swamp. Not going to bother checking too many chests here. Not even going for the diver down.
Yeah, Calvin, though they found somebody had us so quickly.
Yeah.
Frostbite on his way to defeating Helmsar King. Hitsuyan, meanwhile, is absolutely shredding Argus here. I almost said Vitreous. That's another wrong boss name. I am on point today. Fire, fire, spin! Oh, gets a poke instead!
Still a very nice
blue
fight.
Boomerang.
Yeah, gets a blue boomerang. And imagine Hitsu, yeah, he's going straight to Ice Pals now. And
Yeah.
this will be quick. Now it is one Frostbite will get to go mode since the flippers he knows cannot be inside Ice Palace.
That's correct. Frostbite successfully kills the turtles. Both runners should be at 3 bottles as well, so plenty of healing items for both runners at this point in time.
I think Hitsu's only at 2 because one of them was in Eastern, which he never went into.
Ah, you're right. It's in the big key chest. Or the... Yeah, it was in the big chest. You're right. I completely forgot about that. My mistake.
But we got blue mail and 11 hearts. I think that's blending for Hitsu. Although, you know, Silverless Ganon without the lamp, that's not the easiest fight. Like, you really need to get that torch glitch. Otherwise, you can run out of magic quite easily.
Yeah, and we can also need to... They can also buy green potions, though, which make the fight trivial. We are seeing a mushroom check here. Our mushroom was in Super Bunny Cave, as a reminder. And on it is a piece of heart.
I think we're also getting a look at King's Tomb. Oh, it would have been if Frostbite forgetting he needs those flippers.
And that is what he is on the hunt for.
Single arrow of destiny inside of King's Tomb. Hits you now on Cold Stare.
Did
Gonna
we find
start
the
off
magic
with
boomerang for Hitsuyan, actually? I don't remember him picking that up.
I'm not
The blue one
sure.
was on Argus.
But meanwhile, Hitsu doing a pretty nice job here of Cold Stare. Gets him down without much trouble.
Ah, it was on blind. Thank you, Darklet. Alright. So we're gonna see what Graveyard Ledge as well as King's Tomb have for us.
Hey, this is good for Frostbite. He's in the area of Skull Woods. Except that he's mirroring away. Oh, he's checking Lumberjack.
Yeah, I think he's prioritizing overall before Pendant Dungeons, which is unfortunately not the right call to make, but in his mind makes the most sense, in which I can also understand that. Hitsuyan stocking up on blue potions for the Ganon fight. Only has Desert and Mire to go.
And we know it was a God Mire. So Hitsu's going to be able to save at least a couple of minutes over Frostbite just by having such a quick Mire. So Frostbite gonna go check that Graveyard Ledge, and hopefully he doubles back to Skull Woods, but I'm a little worried he might go over towards Catfish and Zora.
Now, I do also want to remind everyone in chat that we are racing in Ambrosity, which means there is one of those two items in Skull Woods is on Mofula. And at the time that Frostbite was in the area, didn't have the Fire Rod, made sense to not check the area. But in fact, the second item was in the front, and it was our flippers. And that's the item that Frostbite is missing, which is unfortunate. But these things kind of do happen. And when you have slightly devalued dungeons, it also does make some sense. We're going to see Frostbite maybe going into Skull Woods now, though.
Yeah, this looks like what he's doing. So opting to flute back from... No, he's not. He's still skipping Skull Woods. Okay, well, that is just going to dig him into a bigger hole. He's going to do the Smith Chain instead. And I mean, this makes sense. There's more items in the Smith Chain than Skull Woods, so it's not a bad play, just the wrong play.
And this will put him closer to checking maybe the flippers checks. And maybe the shovel as well. But hey, we find one of the two items that we're missing from the major logic chain, the lamp or the other bow, then we know the other one's on the flippers. There's checks at this point. And if we still can't find it before Hitsuyan finishes, well, Ganon will tell us where the bow is. Where the other bow is, rather.
And nothing on the blacksmiths. Hitsuyan, meanwhile, just going to run back into that portal, and Mire should not take him very long.
You know what the best thing is about the flippers, though? As we played out the sea, the flippers were only required for the dungeon.
Yep. Yeah, they didn't lock anything, which is makes them even harder to find sometimes.
Well, they could have locked our bow and our lamp, which gave us our logical mountain access, but at this point, we don't really care. Because one way or the other, we'll find out where the logic wanted us to go.
Hitsuyan with a pretty nice Mire too there, getting it done in one cycle.
Yeah, that is a really hard rune to one cycle as well. The Wiz Rogues always spawning a little bit staggered even. And we're about to see what the shovel from the Lammolas have.
Just a heart piece.
Yeah. Now, Frostbite has left the chest behind here. This is another somewhat recently improved glitch, akin to when they released excuse me, the Ambrosia tricks, I believe, or not the Ambrosia tricks, the Ancilla tricks, in which you can mirror the chest and hey, you get the item from the purple chest. It's a neat little trick.
Yeah, it lets you save a few seconds by being able to dash. Now we're getting a look at the palm boats.
50 rupees. And where is Frostbite going? He flew to 8.
Okay, he is flew. Yeah, he's flew to 3. And we saw some sword slashes, so he's really not happy about having to go to Skowoods. I think he knows for sure that he's probably behind here.
Actually, he's not that far behind.
He's pretty far behind. I mean, Swamp and Ice Palace, those are not quick dungeons at all. Meanwhile, Hitsuyan almost has his 7th crystal.
Well, there's still maybe a couple minutes at most. Yeah, I didn't realize he's still. I thought he was still 1 dungeon left, not 2. That was my mistake. I misread the tracker. And it looks like Frostbite's doing back first, which is going to make him not find it even less of time. Hitsuyan getting the kill on Vitreous. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the 7th crystal of the match. And I believe you all know in chat what time it is. It is time for a game we like to play. We have 7 chests in Ganon... Or 7? What? 22 chests in the basement of Ganon's castle. Only one of which is the big key. Give us a number in chat, tell us where you think the big key will be today. Etienne, where's your guess gonna be?
Number 1.
You think it's gonna be in the first chest?
Yeah. I just always guess number 1. It's my number.
I'm gonna say I always vary my guess up, and we've had a Godmire, we've had a Go Mode Swamp, we had a Go Mode Ice. I don't think this is gonna be that kind of game as a Go Mode GT. I'm gonna say it's about early middle of the pack. I'm gonna guess 12 as the chest that has the big key.
All right. Frostbite, meanwhile, going to Mothula first before checking the front of Skowoods. So it's not going to find what he... Oh, there's the lamp.
It was on the moth?
Okay. It sure was.
And the moth was fire rod locked, so the correct answer was the bow.
Yeah, so the bow has to be either on Catfish or in the Zora area, or maybe on Hobo.
Yeah. Which means that we have our logical second bow of the seed up on Death Mountain, which our Roadrunners have. Well, at least we figured out that little bit of logic. We're going to see... It's going to be light roll for the bow hint.
Yeah, so that's not going to really tell us much, but definitely an interesting seed from a logic perspective.
Actually, no, it wouldn't be on the Eastern Palace boss. Yeah, if it's Dark World, it'll be definitely Catfish.
Alright,
if it's
chest
Light
number
World, it's
1.
either the Zor area or Hobo.
Yeah, we got 3 bombs and a small key in the first Hope Room.
Better luck next time, Idiom.
Deciding to go right.
Better luck next time, Idiom. Alright, right side. Let's see what we got here. Next two checks now. Frostbite will be in go mode. Because this chest right here has the flippers. That is go mode for Frostbite. 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 56 seconds. Chest number 3, small. Green ruby. 4. 20 rubies. 5. 3 bombs. 6. Map. Seven, 8, 9, 7 was the torch, and it was 20 rupees. 8, 9, 10, and 11 are coming up with the Dark Magician room, also known as Stalfos room. $300, small key. Small key. 10 bombs. Alright, chest number 12. 20 rupees. Dang. Oh well. It's a late one. I was right at least in thinking it was a late one.
Frostbite pulling off that icebreaker glitch now.
Yep. Doing a pause buffer. Gets it done quickly. Chest number 13. Only 3 bombs here in Gannis Tower. Coming up next is the randomizer room. 14, 15, 16, and 17. $14 is the big key. Checks the other chest for good measure.
Yeah, I don't know if he was hoping for the silvers, but we know they can't be in Gannis Tower.
And there were a lot of players that guessed 14, but Wandering Stone was the first. Congratulations to you, sir.
It Hitsuyan into Mimics 2 now. Not the cleanest Mimics rooms, but it's still decent. And Frostbite with a pretty nice gold stair fight of his own.
Alright, one more crystal left to go, but Hitsuyan's already in the gauntlet. Now, here's a question I want to pose, and I think I already know the answer to this. I wonder if Hitsuyan will go and get the silver arrows because he doesn't have the lamp for the silverless Ganon.
He's got a blue potion. He's not worried about it.
Yeah, he definitely has 2 blue potions, which is why I was going to say that he doesn't go there also.
There's
But it would be
no way
a fairly interesting play if he does. All the same.
There's no way he's going to do that.
No. Honestly, I'm hoping he says Dark Wolves, that way we know it's catfish.
Hitsuyan having to be a little careful, pretty low on health and on magic. There is a couple of safety pots in this room.
Yeah, and with the Kate And with the magic powder in hand, he can set up a double heal on the fairies up in the top floor and get a full magic on along the way. So clean with those Wizrobe kills. Very nicely done.
Hitsuyan gonna burn one of his blue potions because he doesn't have enough magic to do this room without the lamp.
Yeah, that is the trick there. He doesn't have magic to get the full magic here. I mean, this is up, but he's going to choose to do it without. And right here is where you take the heal, but he's at full health, so doesn't need to worry about it. Takes that full magic and moves on. And we know the only thing that Hitsuyan can find at this point that would be worth picking up is the gold sword.
He wouldn't mind half magic either, but
Yeah,
he's not going to bother checking any chests here.
yeah, completely agree with that. He's in full go mode. And we'll know where the other bow is at this point.
Just getting a single there on the first cycle. And another single there. Hard to deal with that blue ball.
Another single as well. Wow. Aghanim 2 is not messing around. And that probably would have been a double, but ate one of the fireballs in the mountain. There's a double, though. That finishes up the fight. And with Aghanim 2 down, it is now time to fight the pig.
Yeah, so with Tempered Sword and plenty of health, the first two phases of Ganon should be pretty straightforward for Hitsu. The most important thing is he's got to get that torch glitch. If he doesn't get the torch glitch, first of all, it makes it a lot harder to get those triples. But second of all, you have to use twice the magic to light the torches.
Indeed. Alright, as we begin the fate to Ganon, it does 12 slashes with the Tempered Sword, or 6 spin attacks. X either works until we get to phase 1. He hits a 2-cycle phase 1, that's no big deal. He's out of the try and throw phase, it is now on to the other 12-hit phase. Is the Fire Shield phase, in which Ganon will shoot this arcing ring, and the bats will home in on you slightly. Once his health bar diminishes past this point, Ganon will enter phase 3, which is the ground stomp phase. He will teleport randomly around the room. For fairness, the fake teleports are seated between the runners. And if you don't hit him in time, he'll shoot this spiraling fire bat that actually does not have knockback on it, but reverses your controls, making you try to launch yourself into a pit. After 4 hits and the floor is fully destroyed, Ganon will give us a hint for the silver arrows, and we will begin phase 4, the darkness technique. Ganon will douse the torches, and that's where the torches come play. Dark World, it's on Catfish!
Yeah, that's what it looks like. And Hitsuyan does get that torch glitch, was very careful to get it, so this should be a pretty straightforward phase 4.
Yes. And now comes into play the silverless technique. You may notice Ganon raising his hands just after he begins teleporting away. That is a 2-frame window that you are seeing. And that is when Hitsuyan needs to strike in order to deal damage to Ganon without the silver arrows. It is very difficult to slash Ganon through this point. So we use spin attacks, which have a longer lasting hitbox and do double damage. 12 spin attacks, and we win the fight.
All right, we should be pretty close to done here. And that's
And there we go.
Last hit for Hitsuyan. Get your GGs in chat.
Hitsuyan1337 team also will be taking the first game of the series here with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 21 minutes, and 54 seconds. GG's to him.
Alright, so it looks like Frostbite is going to go ahead and finish the seed out. And going left first is probably Dark Magician strat.
Yeah, makes sense. If he goes full left, though, he will find the Biggie faster.
Yeah, full left is pretty rare, though.
And we are now joined by Hitsuyan of Team Awesome. Congratulations on your win here in GG.
GG's, guys.
So, would you like to know where the lamp was?
I heard in the stream that silvers cannot be in GT, so maybe on Death Mountain.
Your silvers were actually logically in your hand with that Dark World hint, and the fact that we didn't check anything related to Northwest Hyrule or Northeast Hyrule. Very likely that they were on Catfish. The lamp, meanwhile, was on the Moth.
Oh, okay.
Frostbite, unfortunately, last location his flippers. And in doing so, fought them off and found the lamp.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, those flippers were basically the biggest difference between you two. Frostbite skipped Skull Woods, and you did Skull Woods, and yeah, it was kind of just GG from there. I don't know. Pretty straightforward, pretty quick seed. We got a lot of swords and a cape earlier. Are you surprised this wasn't Aga?
Yeah. I was sure it is not Aga. Probably. Because only missing one item for the Dark World. Then I tried to avoid it Eastern. That worked out for me, I think. Was not sure if Frost will.
Yeah, I remember you went up to do Sasha Closet and then save and quit instead of going into Eastern. Frostbite got a bottle in there, but not much else.
Yeah, a bottle of red potion, in fact.
Yeah, but still I never felt ahead or something in the seed because everything was so quick, so maybe if you skip really all pendants but check Skullwoods like me, then you have a really good seed, I think.
Now, to Frostbite's credit and by setting your own, you both did, in fact, last location the club in the light world at Magic Bat. And that is really where the seed, I'd say, would started to deviate in your favor, because Frostbite being in the Skull Woods, the Village of Alcus area near the portal, decided to go there. You instead, of course, went to go to the Hype Cave side of the world, went to the pot, and immediately went to go find your boots. And doing so, found your flute as well, which gave you that mobility advantage to start things off. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can think about regarding the seed. Other than that, it was a pretty quick one.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a jet seed pretty much, as long as you kind of did the right things. So your guys' next match is going to be tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So that's going to be Yoshi and Megawatt for an open match. How are you feeling about that game?
Yeah, I hope we getting 2-0, of course. But Megawatt needs to do some wins for Fandana Drifters, so I guess he will give all he have.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, always.
No, everyone says he's getting full carried in this league.
All right, folks, and yes, we do have the Courage game tomorrow at 2:10, the Open 7-7 handed, and Thursday at 4:10 we will have the last pairing of these two teams going at it. It is going to be our power matchup, which is Open, All Dungeons, Key Sanity, and Randomized Sword. We see that we have Moldorm being defeated here on Frostbite's end.
Yeah, Frostbite not going to bother checking for silvers or anything like that. Of course, if he was following the logic, he knows that there has to be a bow outside against tower available somewhere.
Yeah, but at this point he doesn't care this either. Alright, we see the Agasu fighting now. Alright, well, I can't think of anything more to ask you, Hitsuyan, and I know we do have a German stream, so we're going to let you go. Any final thoughts on the scene before you head out, though?
Not really. Only to thank you guys for the commentary and for the great turn.
Well, thank you as well for the match.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for putting this on for us and giving us a great race. But yeah, meanwhile, Frostbite now going to face off against Ganon. See how he does here.
Same situation as Hitsuyan. Tempered Sword, no silvers.
Yeah, not going for the 1-on-1 here.
And unfortunately, not in a great position to get behind Ganon to hit him for the 1-on-1 there. And then there was about 8 hits. Oh, did get the 1 cycle there on the phase 2. My mistake.
Yeah, so a 2-on-1.
Pulling out the lamp here to set up for the silverless.
Oh yeah, Frostbite got the lamp. That's right. Yeah, that'll make getting that torch glitch a lot easier.
Avoids the first shot, sets up the silverless. And these fire shots, I didn't mention it before, they are like phase 3 shots in which they do have no innate knockback on their own. And if you get hit by them, they reverse your controls, which means you're basically trying to force yourself into the pit at that point. Best not to move at all during those, if you get hit.
Yeah, for sure. That's kind of one of the things you, after doing enough Ganon fights, you kind of have that reaction where you just take your hand off the D-pad completely, just to make sure you don't fall.
Yeah, I'll be honestly surprised if anyone Galaxy Brains getting hit on purpose so they can be pushed into the center of the arena. Oh, should we be about done here? Maybe a couple more hits.
And that's it. So get your GGs in chat for Frostbite, who is going to cross that bridge and finishes in second place with a time of 1 hour 31 minutes and 32 seconds.
Yes.
About 9.5 minutes behind Hitsu.
Yes, and we are been informed that he has declined the interview. And I do want to correct, someone is correcting me in chat. Yeah, they do just basically reverse your input while you're getting hit.
Yeah, so they can be a little tricky to deal with.
Yeah, and it's also just tricky to describe.
But yeah, I think that'll do it for us. So if you want to catch the next game of this series, that is, as I said, going to be tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, or 2:10 p.m. Eastern, rather. And that'll be on the main SpeedGaming channel between Yoshi and Megawatt.
Indeed.
So that's going to be a big, important game. Of course, all these games are so important now, but be sure to check that one out. I do want to take a moment to shout out again to our tracker, Dark Diplomat. Doing a great job, very patient dealing with some of the technical issues we were having, but did a great job for us.
Personally, I think he did he went above and beyond his job today. Not only keeping track of the items off the base tracker, but also still keeping us up to date, and then flooding the tracker when we got everything back online. He did an amazing job today. Well done to Dark Diplomat. And
yeah,
of course,
absolutely.
But of course, the runners here, they are the star of the show, of course. Make sure to follow Frostbite3030 and Hitsuyan1337, and as they did an excellent race today. Also, make sure to follow SpeedGaming, SpeedGaming226, so you don't miss any racing action, not just the Link to Pass Randomizer League. We do also feature restreams on the ALTTPR League and the ALTTPR League 2-4 if SpeedGaming is just a little too busy for our matches, which I don't think they will be at this point, but they're still there if you want to follow them as well. And of course, make sure to also follow my co-commentator Etienne and, like we were saying, our tracker Dark Diplomat as well. And you can drop and follow me as well. I have been Wolfling0270, and from all of us here at the Link to Pass Randomized League, we just see you all next time, and thank you for watching. Have a good night, everyone.
Yeah, have a great day, everyone.